In this presentation, we will learn about marginalization of scheduled castes. India's caste system assigns individuals a certain hierarchical status according to Hindu beliefs. As members of the lowest rank of Indian society, the scheduled castes face discrimination at almost every level. Structural discrimination against these groups takes the form of physical, psychological, emotional, and cultural exploitation. This is legitimized by the social structure and the social system. These groups have been physically segregated into settlements on the fringes of the villages, forcing them to live in unhygienic and inhabitable conditions. All these factors affect their health status, access to healthcare, and quality of life. Access to and utilization of healthcare among the marginalized groups is determined by their socio-economic standing within the society. Caste-based marginalization is a serious human rights issue. Caste-based discrimination entails social, economic, educational, political exclusion, segregation in housing, denial or sometimes restrictions to easy access to public and private services and employment. SCs have been historically oppressed, culturally subjugated, and politically marginalized. The rules of untouchability and the notions of purity and pollution dictate what members of this group are allowed to do, where they are allowed to go, rules related to marriage, exogamy, social intercourse, food, all extending into the minutest aspects of daily life. Exclusion, deprivation, and marginalization faced by the scheduled castes. Since the inception of the institution of caste system in the Indian subcontinent, the marginalization of the SCs has begun. This community is subject to inhuman and subhuman treatment which goes against the principles of human rights. Some problems faced by the SCs have been listed. Economic exploitation. The abuse of bonded laborers remains endemic within a range of occupations. Children are particularly more vulnerable. They are at risk for child labor and child slavery as they are born into marginalization. Isolation faced by young learners. Young girls and boys from the community have limited or no access to education. Even if they do have access, the social isolation works to stifle the aspiration of the young learner. The young child suffers systematic and systemic abuse in the form of deprivation, discrimination within the learning space, and sometimes physical violence. Stigmatization and untouchability. The social stigma of the untouchables manifests itself in all walks of life. They are denied access to temples and to the services of the Brahmins and are shunned by the higher castes. They are considered to be born as impure and are ordained to live as impure. The rest of the society is so much concerned about purity that they permanently keep untouchables in a state of economic, social, and political subordination. The stigma associated with one's caste lasts a lifetime and cannot be eliminated by right or deed. Defined in relation to behavior, untouchability refers to the set of practices followed by the rest of society to protect itself from the pollution conveyed by the untouchables. This concern with ritual pollution is not limited to the role of untouchables. It is designed to keep the untouchables in an inferior economic and political position through physical separation. Thank you for watching the presentation.